Hey, what's up, guys? Christian Brindle here, and I am back with somebody who's doing big time things in the insurance space. I have somebody who's been on the channel a handful of times, but has not been on for a while now. I have Mr. 8% Nation himself, Mr. Cody Askins. Cody, how are you today, my friend?
Dude, I'm amazing. I love getting a chance to spend time with you. You are one of the people that, dude, I love collaborating with. We've always got along amazing. Total respect for what you've built and what you're doing, and I'm honored to be involved. So thanks for having me back.
Well, I really appreciate it. I know how valuable your time is, and I'm also super honored that you're going to be traveling to Savannah, Georgia, speaking at our event, taking the stage, bringing some great value. There's few who do it better from the stage than you. I've got to see you several times over the years, and you always do such a great job. I wanted to start off this conversation. I want to talk about the event, but I wanted to start this conversation off a little bit about because when people saw me put the announcement out that you were speaking, there might have been some surprise, right? It was like, oh wow, Cody. Um, I think there was kind of a difficult kind of situation, right, over the past couple of years with everything that kind of went on with Sam and secure agent marketing. And, I personally have never actually gotten to hear your side of everything that kind of went down. And I
Sure.
wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of talk about that, right? Because, ultimately I think it was probably a difficult situation, right?
Yeah.
And my understanding, and tell me if I have it correctly, is like you and Landon were partnered on the business, and but he was more running more of the business on the day to day than you were. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that is accurate. Yeah, that is accurate. And just to kind of dive in a little bit too, like I don't want that to say that like, okay, I'm, pushing blame on anybody else because
Sure.
at the end of the day, I was still an owner and involved in that company. Yeah, was I more focused on running, CA and 8%? Sure. That is true. The marketing company ended up being in a separate building for a few years too. And you know what? What really kind of like evolved through that is we grew a marketing company doing really well. We were doing, 5 million bucks a year, profiting close to $1 million a year. It was doing well. Started in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, did great.
Mhm.
2022, slowly moving backwards, but doing okay. Early 2023, the first several months, it was losing money. It was pillaging clients. It was not doing great, full transparency. And Landon, I think I know is deep down a good person at heart. But he came to me and said, "Hey, I have taken this company as far as I can, and I want you to take it from here." And I'm like, "Sounds good." I bought him out, and then I took over. And I did it for a few reasons. One, I'm a control freak. Like I have to have I'm going to be involved. I want to be involved, right? And I tried to run something like disconnected from afar, and that just doesn't work. Any business I've ever had where I ran it from afar and I was disconnected, but I have my name on it, it didn't go as good. It just
Yeah.
didn't. That's a big business life lesson for me. Second is reputation. My reputation means the world to me. I've done a fairly decent job over the years in a lot of respects at protecting it. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way as well. Trust me on that. Dude, I've had an ego. I get excited. Cody Askins. I put Cody Askins in front of other people sometimes, even though I shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Deep down, I've always wanted to do the right thing, though. And so when we had relationships that we worked with in a marketing respect and we weren't able to help them or at least do what we promised we would do from an execution standpoint on the back end, that bothered me. And I started to hear about it enough that I was like, dude, I've either got to get back involved or I've got to take over the company. And so I
Yeah.
did. And since we did, I would say that the last nine, almost 10 months have been the most challenging of my entire career. Repairing relationships. We had we had 30 to 40 staff on the marketing side. Um, I ended up firing or letting go, or they left, all but one person
Wow.
on the operational side. And now only, I believe, two people are left from the sales side, two or three. And so I share that to say that, dude, and two, full transparency, this is a good lesson for people in business. Like, dude,
Yeah.
if so, like, I'll give you an example. If somebody is running the company and then they've got someone in like a VP or president position and they're in charge of running the day-to-day for the owner, which was somebody that was running this thing for Landon, and then they're not executing for all these clients, and they're allowing, reputations to be hurt and relationships to be ruined, and they're allowing the team not to win and execute. Then what happens is I'm looking at them like, okay, they should have performed, they should have done well, and then I try to help that, and then I quickly learn, you know what, dude, they weren't my person because I didn't hire them, and they're either going to run things my way or they're not. And so,
Yeah.
dude, I walked in and fired 6 people within the first few weeks. Did I enjoy that? No. It's freaking terrible. Yes. Did it suck? 100%. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's right for this place to win and do well and survive and actually take care of people. And so, again, we've made a ton of mistakes. Here's one of the biggest lessons that I learned is, if you're not going to do something excellent, like I used to preach speed, 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 which is good, dude. I'm impatient. I like doing things quick.
Yeah.
But excellence is speed and precision.
Yeah.
It's speed and precision. And so now in business, it's really easy to just do something and halfway do it and not do it great. We do not do anything now unless we believe that we can be great at it. Are we can be great at it initially? No, maybe not. But do we believe that we can get great at it? Yes. And so we've stopped trying to be a jack of all trades, master of none, and just because we've done a good job on the CA and 8% front over the years. The marketing thing, dude, at times it was a freaking crap show. I apologize to the relationships that it impacted, because trust me, it freaking keeps me up at night, and I hate it. But at the end of the day, it was best for everything. I feel good about the situation. It allows me and my wife to really take over, so to speak, and put everything together. And it allows us to do things that we're actually good at.
Yeah. Yeah. I think first off, I appreciate you sharing all that. And, I think it's so important for people to hear from you, and kind of your version of kind of anything that went down, and kind of the steps that were taken and are continuously taken, right, to kind of put the pieces back together on it and everything, and kind of do things in a really good way going forward. So I think, that's terrific. I want to talk about the event. So I'm super excited about this event. So selfishly, we had everybody come to Salt Lake for the first 2 years. This is the first year we're taking it out of state. Question I've been asking all speakers: has Cody Askins been to Savannah before? I imagine yes, but
you know what? I think I have been to Savannah.
you've been
Yes,
everywhere. So that's why I was just
once.
assuming, but
I've been once. I went on a real estate mastermind in a private jet where they were going to look at some real estate property, and I'm almost positive it was in Savannah, super old city with a lot of character. And I loved the city, and so I'm excited you're doing it there.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's, I was excited for us to be able to bring a Medicare event on the East Coast. So many of them are West Coast now, in Vegas and other places. And, there's so many agents on the East Coast that just have a hard time getting there. I'm excited about that. Talk a little bit about kind of what you feel like you can bring to the event in terms of value. What can people that are on the fence of buying a ticket or have already bought a ticket kind of expect when you take the stage? I've seen you take the stage several times. I know what to expect, but
Sure.
for anybody that maybe hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, if you're someone that's like, dude, I'm set in my ways and I don't think I can grow and I can't learn from anybody and my business is perfect, this is definitely, sorry, Christian, but this is definitely not the event for you. Okay.
Agreed.
But if you're like, you know what, that I'm coachable, I know I can bring value to the event by being there and networking and sharing my ideas, but I can also extrapolate some ideas from the speakers, then you will love the event overall. Because like the reason I'm doing this is, man, like I love getting in the room with other people doing some big things that I can learn from. It's refreshing for me. Like I selfishly go to speak, sure, but dude, I'm even more excited just about mending some relationships and getting in the room with some really cool people that I want to be around. I think that's awesome. I think a lot of people that go to events, speakers, they'll just like speak for a second and run off. I don't do that. You will see me in the seats. You will see me present. You will see me around because I want people to treat me that way when they're at my events. So I'm going to respect them and do the same when they're at when I'm at their event. And then from a stage standpoint, I can tell you this. There's a few things that you will take from my talk. One, you will see a bigger vision for your business than you currently see today. That I can promise you. You will think differently when you leave. Two, you will wish you would have built a brand sooner. It's 2024. Everybody's talking about branding, social media. Like we've talked about it together for years. You've been doing it for years as well. The power of that is incredible. It's freaking nuts, right? And so I'm going to extrapolate on that. And then third, there'll be certain business things that I've been through by building multiple different seven-figure companies that I make a ton of freaking mistakes. But that honestly, the difference between me and a lot of people is it's not that I'm any better than they are. It's that I'm okay making the mistakes to get to the end where they're typically scared to make the mistakes. They don't make a move. And so maybe when I extrapolate some of this and give you some ideas, you'll be more comfortable actually making some moves and know maybe what moves to make because of the event.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I can speak for myself that, I've been doing content for, gosh, 5 years now, something like that. And early on, I learned a lot from you. You gave me some personal advice. I also got advice from afar from you, and that helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. And nobody's better at that than you. Let's just call it what it is. So I'm super excited about it. Guys, if you haven't got your tickets, we're going to be throwing a link in the description of this video so you guys can go get some tickets. We still have some left available. We'd love to see you there. We have a little bit under, I believe, 4 months to go before the event kicks off. Cody, I wanted to have you talk a little bit about 8% as well. I saw it's going to be in Missouri, right? If I saw that correctly for this year. What are the dates of 8%? Talk a little bit about 8% if someone somehow isn't aware of it.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. 8% comes from the fact that 92% of insurance agents fell in their first 3 years. And so we've done this conference 6 times. This will be number 7. We typically done it in Nashville or Dallas, which are great cities. I want to actually bring it to my home city this time in Springfield, Missouri. We are confident that this will be our biggest 8% we've ever hosted and actually do it in Missouri. 8% is kind of like, it's kind of like the Beatles meets insurance. Like it's, big time speakers, high production, high energy. A lot of it's just to educate and entertain and keep my own attention half the time. My impatient ADHD self that's not prescribed. But at the end of the day, man, that's why I'm excited about your event, our event, and other events that happen. Is big decisions happen at big events. Big relationships happen at big events. Yeah. Right. And so if you're like, dude, big ideas happen at big events. So if you want ideas, decisions, relationships, and a bigger, better business that can help more people, events is the number one thing that you can do to grow all of those things. And so I'm honored to be at yours, excited to be hosting another 8% here coming up in several months as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Super excited for the event. If you guys have not checked out 8%, you should. I went, I think 2 years ago now, and it was spectacular. It was such a great event from, I think you had, and the speakers you get, the year I went, you had Patrick Bet-David, Tim Grover, Eric Thomas. I'm trying to think of the other big names. There was a bunch, but like the speakers, I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is a phenomenal lineup. So check out 8% as well, guys. And of course, get your tickets to the summit. If you want to come hang out with us at Savannah, Georgia, see Cody speak, see myself speak, and a handful of others. Thanks for doing this, Cody. I appreciate your time.
Dude, thank you, buddy. Good to hang with you again. I'm super excited for the summit. If you guys are watching, man, I challenge you to grab your seat, come hang with us. I want to network with you. I want to get to know you. I want us to share ideas. Think about this. You, Christian, and I, 3 of us, sipping old fashions in Savannah, Georgia, the night before the event at the welcome social, and then boom, Christian gives you one idea and you're like, dude, I only had to pay several $100s for this, and I already got my money's worth before the event even started. That's the goal, and I look forward to meeting you there. Christian, thanks for the opportunity.
I love it. I love it. Thank you again, brother. And yeah, guys, we'll see you at the event. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and share, and we'll be back with you guys with another video. Thanks, everybody.